It has been more than 3 years since two men were shot and killed in their Sterling Heights business. Sam Saba and Laith Anki, both murdered in a warehouse 5 days apart. Investigators know the murders were targeted, but after all this time, still don't know why. But as Nick Monticelli shows, surveillance video proves there's at least one person out there who might be willing to talk.
I think about it every single day.
It's been more than 3 years since Sam Saba and Laith Anki were shot and killed. And to this day, Sterling Heights detective Natalie Abram cannot figure out why.
We obviously have lots of theories on why this happened, but at this point in the investigation, we just can't narrow it down.
50-year-old Saba and 26-year-old Anki were cousins, although Laith called Sam uncle. They were that close. In 2017, they opened a candy distribution warehouse near 15 and Mound, specializing in Middle Eastern candies, spices, and more. On November 27th of that year, both were in the store, but Laith left for a few hours.
Two individuals pulled up in a pewter color Suburban, entered through the rear of the business. We believe the door was unlocked at this time, went in, and they located Sam in the front office of the warehouse, and they shot him repeatedly.
Laith returned less than an hour later and found Sam dead, shot several times. But then 5 days later, presumably the same two shooters come back when Laith was inside, this time shooting him multiple times.
It did absolutely change everything. First, you're stunned that this happened again at the same place 5 days later, and now you kind of knew these individuals were definitely targeted.
Another piece of evidence that proves these two murders in this building are connected are the guns used. In the first murder, 2 guns were used. In the second murder, one of the guns the first time was used. Surveillance video, as you saw, captured what happened outside, but it also captured proof that a third person was involved. Look carefully at the security video. It's grainy, but the getaway car is moving, repositioning while Laith is being killed. So there's a third person.
Nobody can really ever keep their mouth completely shut, so I'm confident that other people that were not involved do have information.
Evidence photos from the scene show what little evidence there is. Casings, rounds, holes in the drywall. Investigators say they don't believe anything was stolen, though. One question, were both men the target, or did the killers shoot the wrong man the first time?
We've toyed around with the idea, was Laith the original target and Sam was in the wrong place at the wrong time? Was Sam the original target, or were both? We just don't know at this point.
Detective Abram and her colleagues have spent countless hours on this case, conducting more than 100 interviews. There were no business enemies nor money owed that they can find, but they do want to find whoever killed these men for their families.
Not that it's going to bring their loved ones back, but hopefully gives them a little bit of closure.
In Sterling Heights, Nick Monticelli, Local 4 News Today.